Ready? Let's go.
Yo, what's up? Y'all thought I wasn't coming through tonight, but guess what? I tricked you. Yeah, I'm a little bit after, well, obviously a lot after 7, but guess what, y'all? I got something to say. I didn't have anybody to interview tonight, but I still got something that I need to say. I need to get off my chest, man. I am literally pissed off. I am literally pissed off and sad at the same time. I'm pissed off and sad at the same time. So go ahead and share the live. Let everybody know that Sports Dad is in the building. We about to go live. We about to go crazy real quick. But I am literally disappointed. I am sad. I am angry because of it. It is a sad day in sports. It is a sad day in sports. Make sure y'all share the information. Let everybody know we on. And if this is your first time on the channel, hey sis, if this is your first time on the channel, make sure you subscribe. Go to my YouTube page and subscribe. But I'm gonna keep it real, and this is not gonna be a long session. I'm gonna keep it real. But if you want to chime in the comments, please do. Let me know that you're in the building. If you got a question, you got a comment, let me know. If you want to come on and talk, I'll send you an invite. But check this out. I am pissed off, and here's the reason why. Especially, I'm gonna talk about basketball, and then I'm gonna talk a little bit about recruiting. I'm pissed off with basketball and sad because it is a sad day in basketball and in the NBA. And the NBA, the professional sets the tone for the younger generation because they're looking up to those guys. They're looking, to be like those guys so that they can, make it to that level and, make it to that state someday, so they're looking up to them. So they're setting the bar. And as of right now, the bar is not good. It's not good. It's not good. It is really sad when we are looking up to, one-sided players, and we are accepting that. We're accepting the fact that that basketball in the game of basketball, that you have, guys that are just offensively gifted, right? But they're defensively terrible, right? And we're accepting that. And we are looking up to these guys, and these guys are our kids' mentors. That our kids are striving to be like these guys, but it is sad. And what really pissed me off, I'm going to show you something. What really got my blood boiling is this. I'm going to show you guys this really fast. Okay, we gonna do this real quick. I'm going to show you this. This is what really pisses me off. Right? This is what pisses me off. Look at this. Look at this. So these are NBA players flopping, right? These are NBA players that are flopping. They instituted, right, a rule that if you flop, that they'll give you a technical foul or something like that. I haven't seen that being. They haven't been following up on that, right? But it is bad. So not only do you have to know how to play, but you got to know how to act. These guys are actors. They're not, basketball is not it's not in the forefront of their minds. It's not. You got to know how to act. Look at this. This is terrible. And this is what we are looking up to. And this is what we are, this is the standard that our kids are looking up to. You want to know why you having trouble, you basketball coach in high school, with defense, you can't stop anybody. This is the reason why, because kids believe nowadays, hey, all I got to do is I could just, play offense. I can just play offense, and I ain't got to be that really. I could be terrible at defense. I don't have to, and we didn't do that back in the day. We did not do that. This is ridiculous. We didn't do this. Listen, we didn't look up to players that was only allowed. Wait, let me just back up. We didn't water the game down. The game has been watered down, and basketball, I'm going to say it. Basketball at the NBA level has become feminized. Look at it. These guys are soft, and we are watching this crap, because it's our only means of entertainment. It's almost making it makes you accept it. But our kids are looking up to this, and this is why you wondering, like, you yelling at your kid like you ain't hard, like you too soft. This is why, guys. They're looking at it like, okay, hey, we watching these guys at the professional level, and if these guys at the professional levels are playing like this, then why do I? But these guys are soft. They are very soft, and it is sad. You have to know. You might want to add this to your game, guys. If you want to play college, or you want to play at the next level, you might want to take up in college or in high school drama classes, because you're going to need to know how to sell it. You're going to need to know how to act. It is ridiculous. Look at this. Look at this. Guys are not even getting touched, right? Guys are not even getting touched. And it is just a sad day at basketball. At the NBA level, basketball has become feminized, and it is trickling down to the younger generation, and it's making it it's making it all bad. It's making it all bad. It used to be, guys were, we're looking forward to the aggressiveness and looking forward to the toughness. They knew they were going to get knocked around a little bit, but guess what? That's not, you can't touch nobody no more. You can't touch nobody no more. You used to be able to hand check a little bit. You can't even do that no more, right? They don't want you to touch anybody no more. What kind of basketball is this? What is this? This ain't basketball, bruh. Like, this is terrible. This is terrible. It's a sad day. I'm going to say it again. It's a sad day at the NBA level. Let me give you a glimpse of what it used to be like. Let me give you a glimpse of what it used to be like. Okay. I'm going to give you a quick glimpse of what it used to be like. I'm going to show you something really fast. My son is only, he's 17 years old. This is his Twitter page. He posted this video, right? And he said, I'm going to quote you what he said. He said, to be honest, as I watched some basketball back in the 90s last night on YouTube, this generation really destroyed the physicality of the game. It's really soft in this day of time. That came from my 17-year-old kid, right? 17-year-old son who loves to play sports, right? Check this out. This is how it used to be back in the day. Look at this. Look at this. Bop. You know what I'm saying? Like, what's up? Like, you gotta earn. You had to earn it. You knew, like, hey, I'm bop. You know what I'm saying? I might just come in the game. I might end up fighting in this game. I might end up fighting in this game. Look, I got some guys. Some of these guys know what's up. Look. If you don't bleed, no foul. That's right. That's right, Jay Wick. If you don't bleed, no foul. Look at these guys. This is what basketball used to be about. Barkley and all these guys. Look at them. Look at them. Look at these guys. You knew that you was going to get touched up. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you drove to the rack, everybody didn't drive to the rack back in the day. And if you knew that if you was going to the rack, you knew you was going to get touched up, period. And it was allowed. But guess what? You can't do this no more. You can't do this no more. Bam, bop. Look at that. Bop. Look, hey, I'm gonna tell you like this. They let you scrap in hockey. They'll let them scrap in hockey. How come we can't continue that in basketball? I mean, I'm not just saying let's just go on and let's just fight, but a lot of the physicality, let them be physical. And I guarantee that will cut some of this, everybody wanting to play at the NBA level and everybody wanting to play at the next level, because everybody don't want to scrap. You know how many black eyes I came home with? Do you know how many busted lips I came home with on a regular basis, bro? Like, this is bad. And Ralph said those were regular fouls, not even flagrant. Exactly. This is terrible. Look at this. MJ. Now I'm gonna tell you this. This is why Charles Barkley and them are furious at this is why Charles Barkley and them are furious at guys like, when they see guys like Steph Curry, when they see guys like LeBron James and stuff going crazy and stuff like that. One of the things that they say, if you really pay attention on TNT, they be like, hey, if they was playing back in the day, I don't know if they'll be dominating like this. I don't even know if they'll be able to last like this because, they're not getting touched up. Even Shaq said it. Kenny said it. These are guys, they know it's a different type of game, right? We never looked up to basketball players that were just, that could just shoot the basketball and had no D. What? That wasn't it. If you had no D back in the day, you couldn't play basketball. You was considered weak, right? And he could hoop. He got some offense, but he ain't got no D. He's terrible. You know what I'm saying? So it's like but we accepted the fact that there are players that are coming up now with no D, right? We're accepting that. Parrish gave Lambeer 2-piece and didn't get kicked out of the game. Exactly. So it's just bad. We never looked up to those. We never looked up to guys. I mean, like Steph Curry back in the day. Yeah, we didn't look up to Steph. We looked up to Reggie Miller. Reggie Miller. He was okay defensively. And he had some great defensive moments, but he was tough though. You know what I'm saying? He'll talk smack to you. You know what I'm saying? He'll hit you with a bow. He was dirty. And what made it even cold, he was a cold-blooded shooter. That's what made him a cold-blooded shooter. The fact that we know he could shoot the basketball, but the fact that he talked trash with it, the fact that he was dirty, he'll hit you with a foul. You know what I'm saying? Like, we never looked up to one-sided players. It was terrible. We strive to dominate the game at both ends. We strive to be good defensive players and we strive to be good offensive players. Now in today's time, you're striving to be an offensive player, and guys don't want to play defense no more. They don't want to play defense no more, and it's not even really a requirement anymore. It's all about how many times you can put the ball in the bucket and things like that. It's soft because the game has become feminized. You can't even sit down. That's why guys at the NBA level, that's why they're discouraged to try to sit down on somebody, you know what I'm saying, and lock somebody up. They're discouraged because guess what? They're gonna call a foul. You know what I'm saying? Like Pat Beverly would have been a dog back in the day because he has that mentality. He got that Gary Payton mentality. Gary Payton wasn't the prettiest on offense, even though he can get it done, but he was a guy that can get it done on offense and defense. You know what I'm saying? But you ain't got that no more in basketball. It's either one way, and it's predominantly all the guards. They typically can go one way. They ain't trying to stop nobody. That's why you got the scores is 100 and something to 100 and something, which is ridiculous. Ain't nobody playing no D no more, man. It's really sad. It's really sad in basketball. This is what we're looking up to. This is what our kids are looking up to. This is what they're striving to be like. This is terrible. Basketball is going, to me, it's going, dude. I got guys that used to watch basketball that were basketball fiends that says like, I really don't even pay attention to that no more, man. I really don't even watch basketball no more, bro. Like even the weakest game used to be really good games. You know what I'm saying? Like I can go without watching basketball all day. I used to could not do that, but I can do it now. It's terrible. It is terrible, man. So, and that is affecting the younger generation. So if I were you as parents, I would kind of guard my kids' mental as much as you can, and tell them, do not try to be like those guys in the NBA and go one way. Play the game the right way. Basketball was created for guys to be able to play the game the right way, offense and defense, right? You got Steph Curry out there that could shoot the lights out, but he's a defensive liability, right? And they accepted that. And the reason why they were able to win like they were is because the game is soft. The game is soft. And my guy said right here, look, this guy was a basketball fiend. He don't even watch basketball no more. I asked him, "Oh, you playing? You watch who's, bro?" He's like, "No, man, I don't need." I'm like, "What? What? This is terrible. This is terrible, bro. This is terrible." Ralph even said, "Look, I barely watch it these days. It used to be my favorite sport. I know, man. I know, bro. Like, I'm with you. It's terrible. It is terrible. I don't like it. It bothers me at a high level, man. Look, there are no more bad boys. Thumbs up to Detroit. You're right. It's all over, man. It's all over. So this soft stuff, that's what it's all about. You know, and really basketball is it's going down the drain, man. And what really boiled my baked my cookies or was getting my blood going, man, was is that when I saw a video, I don't even want to pull it up. I saw a video of LeBron James, flopping, man. It was bad, and I posted it, on my social media saying like, this is your king, guys. This is what it's all about. That's bad, man. That's bad. So that's bad. So you got all these guys in the NBA that can score it like that. That's why, all those guys are able to do that, man, because the game has become soft. Ain't nobody trying to, it wasn't a multitude of guys that could really dominate the game like Michael Jordan did. Now you got, you know, tons of Michael Jordan in the league now, and it's because of the game is soft. His game is soft. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't really play hard, nose D on somebody. Yeah, you're gonna make some contact and things like that. But they would call the obvious fouls back in the day, but you would, and that back in the day, we would just literally like play through it. Like, okay, that's how it's going. I'm gonna get you. I'm gonna throw you a ball, but it's bad, man. It's really bad. Another thing I wanted to talk about too, in the area of recruiting, with this whole COVID thing, it is really bad. It's really bad. It was all, well, first of all, let me just say something to you guys and give you some breaking news. Recruiting was always bad. It was never good. It's a political situation. It's never good. It's a political situation. Now, I'm just gonna be flat out honest with you and just keep it real. You got guys out there that have offers that really should not have offers. I'm gonna say it again. You got guys out there that have offers that really shouldn't have it. And it's a bunch of, and what it is that is a bunch of hype. That's all it is. It's a bunch of hype, who and all that good stuff. That's what it's all about, man. That's what it's all about. It's a bunch of hype and who and I know it from experience, and I know it because I hear things. People don't understand what they say. You know what I'm saying? And like not really paying attention to what they say. But I pay attention to everything, and I've been around, and I've been at a lot of these camps. I've been at basketball stuff. I've been on the AAU market. I see what's going on, and it's bad. It's really bad. It's really bad. Recruiting has always been bad, but I say that to say that, it's just not about COVID, but it's always been that way. So it got worse because of COVID, right? Coaches can't get out. You can't go to camps. Dead period gets extended and things like that. Now you got a lot of kids, that are uncertain, 22s, 2022s that would normally be getting offers right now. They're not, because of the whole 6-year thing that, players are allowed to stay in college, additional year, whatever the case is. Then, and now they're offering the 2023 guys now. And so it's just really bad. It really is bad. I don't know. I think like I look at let me tell you how I look at the world of recruiting. I look at the world of recruiting like the division that's in our country right now. And, and the only way that it's going to change is if it comes from the top, right? It comes from the top. And, that message has to be preached from the top so that it can trickle down to the people, and so that the people can follow suit, because one person has a lot of power. We know that. We watched Donald Trump, right? He had a lot of power, and he showed that. But if he was preaching the opposite message, I guarantee the same people will follow suit, right? And so, and that's how it is in college. They got to crack down on a lot of the nonsense. They got to crack down on guys, being able to capitalize, from a financial perspective, on these kids who want to go to college. It's a little ridiculous. They got to crack down on that. If they're not going to stop that, then why even bother the kids about receiving money in college? because how these guys are getting there is it's about money. And in basketball, I posted something on my channel, a video on my channel, about a documentary that came out about recruiting it, about how a guy started the AAU team, and he was out of Michigan. He started the AAU team, and he had players. So number one, if you want to get colleges interested in your program, you got to have players. He had the top players, some of the top players in the state, and they went out and made some noise, beat some of the top teams, got a shoe contract, and he was doing his thing. But literally, and he developed a relationship with college coaches, and college coaches were paying him to get these to send them players. So so that's why if that's happening, why bother these kids about making money? It's terrible. And if you're not cracking down on that, like at a high level, then you leave these kids alone. Period. Same thing with with football. I've heard a lot of things, and people don't understand. I'm around. I hear a lot of things. People tell me things, and I know players that are playing at the D1 level right now, right? So, look how broken this is. I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna take you guys. I'm gonna show you guys. This is how broken this is. Okay, let's talk about a guy. Let's talk about this guy. I'll share this with you real quick. Let's talk about this guy real quick. Right? Sean Bunting. All right, Sean Murphy Bunting just won the Super Bowl. And he's in the NFL, and so he's doing big things. This guy out of Michigan, went to Chippewa Valley High School, and in the NFL, sitting on top of the world right now. And the situation is the fact that none of these, while he was in high school, he was a dog in high school, right? Guess what? He had no offers. No offers. No, they didn't know. They did not offer this guy, right? They did not offer this guy. So what him and his mother did, and I believe that they were led by God to do it, but what him and his mother did, they drove up to Central Michigan, talked to the coach. He walked on, and after, they saw what he can do, he earned his way. He earned his way, but not even CMU. That they didn't offer him. It's my understanding they didn't offer him. But when he went to the campus and he showed them what he can do, then but they didn't recruit him. He recruited them. Sean recruited them, right? Him and his mother. And so now that he's sitting on top of the world, all these colleges, everything, oh yeah, he's our guy. He went to CMU, blah, blah, blah. But y'all didn't offer this man. Like, it's, at least that's what my understanding is, right? That's how broken the system is. How can a guy like this, who was a freak in high school, right? Dual sport athlete, super fast, dominated at everything that he do, film looked excellent, getting off against some of the toughest teams, and come up empty. But luckily he had a drive like he did, and now he's doing what he's doing. So I also wanted to take you back real fast to this. So I'm on Twitter last night, and I ran across this. This guy by the name of Coach J. Eventually, I'm gonna get him on the show. Elite 400 national recruiting expert. So he has his own program. He said this 247 rival stuff is getting funny to me. I understand that. He said I understand they've been doing it forever. And all that. He said, does anyone actually know how you get stars besides offers? I'm not hating on these big recruiting platforms, but I'm in the trenches doing it the right way. Then you got, he got people responding, making national rankings are based on the counts on film. What's funny to me are the crystal balls. These so-called experts put in crystal balls and will change them even up to an hour before a commitment. Look at this. All of this engagement, like people was just like, I don't know. And I'm going to tell you, there's really, is really no science to it. There's really no science to it. It's really based off the offers, which is really stupid. Some colleges won't offer you until you get offered by other colleges, which is stupid. You can only accept one offer. You can only accept one offer. So why you want to offer, a kid that got 10 offers already? Why you want to make it 15, 20, 30? Okay? He can only go to one school. And so why are you wasting offers on these guys, while this other guy just over here is just as good, that this guy is competing against is just as good, but you want to waste an offer on this guy, right? And so when he doesn't accept your offer, then now you want to get your offer and go offer the other guy. How do you think that makes that guy feel? They don't care. The colleges don't care. They don't care. That's showing you right there. They don't care. They do not care, man. So, at the end of the day, it's a dog world in the area of recruiting in specifically for football. We already know how it is for basketball, but it's dead. College coaches, they're not going to talk to a parent unless they know somebody. They're not going to talk to them. I tried that. They're not going to talk to you. I reached out via email. I reached out by phone. You don't get a response. They're not going to respond to a parent. Come on, man. Unless you have a relationship with these guys, then they can talk to you, right? And unless you know somebody on the inside. But if you don't know anybody on the inside, they're not going to talk to you, bro. Like, so it's terrible. It's terrible. It's a terrible situation. The whole star stuff, it's really about how many offers you got. If you got a million offers, then at the end of the day, you a 5-star athlete, you're a 4-star athlete, or whatever the case is. It has nothing to do, with really don't have a lot to do with your skill, because guys are getting an offer from what they can do at the camps, which is stupid to me. This is another thing why it's broken. Like, I don't want to see what you can do, outside of the pads. Right? I want to see what you can do in the pads, because outside of the pads, you can look great. You look great, but inside of the pads, So and that's why you have guys that are bust, right? That go to the NFL, that go to the NBA, because they go work out for these teams, not in a real game time situation. And they're like, oh, they look good in the workout. Oh, okay, yeah, let's get them in, right? What up, Kenny? Good to see you, man. Good to hear from you, Pastor. So, but they get into the league, and then guess what? And then in real time, game time situations, and they suck, right? They end up being a bust. So it's the same situation. They're trying to do it to Cam Newton, pretty much. Cam Newton was a dog in college. He come to the NFL, and now he's just getting disrespected. It's just bad. He's getting disrespected. But at the end of the day, the recruiting is broken. So to all of the professional players, the LeBron Jameses, and by the way, LeBron James don't like AAU. He said it in his documentary. He produced the documentary, and it's on my page, guys. Check it out when you get a chance. But it was basically exposing a lot about the colleges and how they do these kids, right? So, but I'm challenging all of the guys that are playing at the next level, that are commentating at the next level. Your Jalen Roses, your Stephen A. Smiths, your Jason Williams, all these guys. I'm challenging you guys, and I know it probably won't get to them, but hey, I'm putting it out there. I don't care. But I'm challenging you guys to go on a campaign and fix the recruiting process, man. It's bad. It's bad. It's bad. It's really bad. Fix it. Come up with something. If I would love to be able to develop relationships with coaches, and coaches reach out to me like, okay, Cephas, like, all these, we know who the players are, but who are we missing? Because I know we're missing somebody, and I know it's a dog out there, right? I know we're missing somebody. And because I'm gonna tell you, players get overlooked all the time. Players get overlooked all the time, man. I've seen it with my own kids, and I'm seeing it right now. I see it right now with other kids, man. It's ridiculous, and these guys and these kids can really, really play. So They gotta fix the recruiting process, man. I don't know how it's gonna get fixed. I really don't. Um, but everything is about money, and um, everything is about money, and people are looking to see how they can capitalize, and um, I just wish there was a way where it wasn't all about the money and more so about really helping these kids, and helping these kids really get to the next level, you know, and so that they won't be able to miss out on opportunities, so that they won't be overlooked. But they have turned everything into a business, man, and it's just sad. It's just really sad. You ever looked at some of these college players, man, football and basketball, even in the NBA? You look at these guys like, how in the world did this guy make it to the NBA? How did he make it to the NFL? Listen, what makes you to me, there are certain categories that should make you qualify as a professional player. No professional player should be in the NBA if you can't shoot free throws. I'm sorry. As a you should not be in the NBA if you cannot shoot free throws. You should not be in the NBA if you can't make a jump shot. You shouldn't be in the NBA if you can't dribble, guys. These are fundamentals of the game. You know what I'm saying? Like and what makes you a professional is when you're able to do these things and do it well and be consistent. That's what makes you a professional. But it is what it is. It is what it is. It's just a sad day, from a parent. I feel sorry for coaches, especially high school coaches for basketball that don't really know what to do, now because the power of recruiting resides with AAU basketball, which is so dominant right now. Um, it's just bad, man. It's just bad. It's just bad. So, um, hopefully, hopefully someday, you know, the big wigs take a deep dive into it and come up with something where this can be fixed. Um, I don't know. I posted out there at one point in time, like, maybe colleges should only be allowed to recruit from their state within their state. You know, I wonder how things will look then. I wonder how the balance will look, because there's talent everywhere. There's talent in every state. That's why that's why these colleges have recruiters for the Midwest, all over the globe. They got recruiters for all over the globe because there's talent everywhere. But what if that college recruiting colleges were only allowed to recruit from players that are in their state? That'll even things out. That'll stop colleges from going to pick the cream of the crop, and putting together these super teams. That'll stop the AAU situation, from putting together those all-star teams, right? And it will balance everything out. It really would. Um, and it will give kids more opportunities, because that kid that's in Michigan is just as good as that kid in Indiana, right? But the kid just get offered from the University of Michigan, that's in Indiana, but the kid in Michigan gets nothing. Like, so when that offer could have went to that kid, that was just as good. I don't know, but I just think, they need to take a deep dive into some things and really, really think about it, because it's a lot of kids that getting screwed over. And unfortunately, a lot of these kids put their time and their effort into it. And guess what? If they can't, and these sports is their only way out. These sports is their only way out, guys. I'll say it again. These sports is their only way out. And if they're not in a two-parent home, and they're teaching academics and things like that, they don't have that backup plan. So a lot of these kids, sports is their only option. And guess what? If that doesn't work out for them, guess where they're going? To the streets. And guess where they're coming? They're gonna break in your house. They're gonna sell drugs in your neighborhood, right? And all you guys that are moving out to these suburbs, guess what? every suburb that I moved out to has been affected because the major city, that the major city, right? It all depends on how that major city is doing. If that major city is not in a good state, it's going to trickle over into the suburbs. And so, so that's why you start seeing crime everywhere. I just seen that, in Farmington, they just shot up Zap Zone. That's crazy. You would have never thought of that, right? Heard of that back in the day. It's crime everywhere. And it's because, there's some kid that was out there that had a dream of playing at the next level or had a dream of going to college and having an actual shot at playing at the next level that didn't get a shake at recruiting. And now they're on the streets. Now they're on the streets. Right? Let's take a look at the comments. Colleges have lobbied for kids not to go straight to the NBA, NFL because they lose money on those athletes. Nice show, Seth. I like the message. Thanks, George. I appreciate it, man. That means a lot. But you're actually right. They're and they lose a lot of money when kids go straight to the professional sports, and colleges don't get paid, man. They don't like that. They want the money. And it's all about money. It really is. So, like, for those people out there that got star players, that got players that that like everybody want, play the game with these guys as they playing the game with you. They want you to be a part of their program, use them. That's what people are doing. I had a guy that told me, here's what I had a guy that told me. He told me, he said, Cephas, he said the recruiting game is a dirty game. This guy had a kid who was being recruited by, in fact, he played on, a really popular AAU team, but was being recruited by top colleges and ended up going to, a nice college. But he was saying that it's a dirty game, man. And he was saying like, I was like, well, how do you get on the AAU team, bro? He's like, you got to either do it yourself. He said, you got to put together, find some good players, find you somebody to team up with, and find some good players, go out and compete against those dog teams and start beating their butts and get the attention of the shoe contract guys. And then guess what? And now you have a program. And so now you have direct connection to these colleges now because you have talent. Or once your kid becomes good enough, or if he's a dog like that, once he's competing against these teams, guess what? Those other teams are going to want to pick him up. So when they pick him up, let him play. Hey, they're using you, so you use them. That's what he said. He said, you got to work the system. And then once his son started getting the offers, guess what he did? He took them off the AAU team. Well, I got what I wanted. You know what I'm saying? And so, and that's how it is. They're using you. They're taking your money. Why not? It's sad until the situation get fixed. Until this whole thing gets fixed. You got kids that are wondering like, man, what college I'm gonna go to? I ain't got no offers yet. I ain't got this. I ain't got that. And these kids, are really can play. Really can play, right? Playing at a high level. And some of these kids haven't even done anything in high school and they sitting with 20, 30 offers. How? You're not even a top player in the league and you got 20, 25 offers. How? It's terrible. It's terrible, man. It's just awful. Something has to be done. But, once again, it's the message. This thing is too big to fix. It's too big to fix. It's too big for one person to fix. It has to come from the top down. And so it has to be a total restructure of how they're doing things, man. So if I could do it all over again, and if I was raising my kids, I would not, how can I say this? I wouldn't say I wouldn't allow them to play sports, but I would not allow them to base their dreams off of sports. I wouldn't allow them to put all of their eggs in one basket. I would put more into academics, more into the mental, more into your creativity on becoming an entrepreneur, right? Because this stuff here is almost like I don't want to say it's a dead end, but it's not good. It's not good. The recruiting process is It's sad. It's really sad. So, only thing that we can do is we can pray. Hey, Tracy. Tracy. Now, I'm gonna tell you guys. Ooh, Tracy, I wish you had time to come on and talk to me right now. I will send you an invite you on and let you tell the people, to let you tell the audience about your experience with recruiting. I would love to have you on right now. But I don't know if you are willing to do that. But Tracy has a son. Oh, she said okay. Are you available right now, Tracy? Are you available right now? What up? What up? This is my guy. This is my guy right here. Hey, tell them about the Boys and Girls Club. We need more of those, man. Um, okay. So, okay, she said she got time. Tracy, check your Facebook. Check your Facebook account. Your instant messenger. I'm gonna send you an invite right now. Okay. I'm gonna send you an invite right now, and just follow the prompts. And once I see you, I'm gonna tag you in. Right. Oh no, not you. That was the wrong person. Wrong person. Sorry. Okay, here we go. So, and we might not be able to cover her story, like, we might not be able to cover her story like right away. I mean, like, in all in one instance, because this is crazy. This is crazy. We might not be able to cover her story um today, but we might have to do it in pieces, and I might have to have her back because I've been on for a little bit. Um, oh my God, as a parent going through the recruiting process with Krista is so hard. I know, Stacy. I know. Hang in there though, because um, hang in there because something got to give. It's my guy. Yeah, for sure. I was thinking about that, how impactful it was, man. This is a guy I grew up with. We went to what kept us out of the street was the Boys and Girls Club, and the Boys and Girls Club, 8 Mile and Shaner. Shout out to that to the Boys and Girls Club. I don't know if it's still existing or whatnot, but the Boys and Girls Club kept us off the street. It was like our club. We need more of those. It was like our club, guys, and we came through and we balled out. We had basket. I mean, it was some of the best talent. We could have probably put together an AAU team out of the club. So, but we need more of that. Tracy is here. Hey, Tracy.
Hello.
What's up, Tracy?
How are you?
Good, good. So everybody, if you listen, share this channel right now because we're getting ready to get into some stuff right now. Tracy has a son who was highly recruited. His name's AJ Turner. He's playing overseas right now, basketball, and she had he had a nice college career, but they also, Tracy could tell us some things and tell us how that experience was. Tracy.
Hey.
welcome to the show. Thank you for chiming in. Thank you for you came on just in time. Wow, I mean this got to be God. You know what I mean?
It has to be because I'm in the middle of working on some stuff. Yes, and I seen that you were on. So yes, thank you for having me and for
no problem. So listen, I was just sharing, like, before you came on, we may not be able to cover everything today. I might have to have you back, but I do want you to talk a little bit because and my camera, my battery is going down, but I want you to talk a little bit. Tell us about the recruiting process, the basketball recruiting process, the whole experience, starting from how did your son start getting recognized by the colleges, and how that experience was?
Well, I think part of it was, I remember when he was in middle school,
Okay.
the local colleges, and then AAU. Obviously, I am a believer in AAU.
Okay.
I think the kids, especially if you go out of state, if your child wants to go to a college out of state,
Right.
I think that is the best exposure for them. They put
Right.
them on such a higher level playing.
Mm-hmm.
And there's coaches from everywhere. If you get into those NCAA tournaments that come, them college coaches come and see them AAU kids.
Right.
I think that was how he was, had the exposure he did.
Yeah.
So I think that is part of it. The recruiting process is wild and crazy, and you have to stay grounded.
It's okay.
You have
So
to.
before you go into that part, I want to talk a little bit about the AAU. So you said you're a firm believer in AAU. Now, you know, your kid, he played on a really great AAU team. So talk about, because it's just not it's just not the regular AAU teams that are getting noticed, but talk about that process and how did they put that team together?
So AJ played on several AAU teams.
Okay.
I think I'm not sure which one you're referring to. But I know the last one was with Miles, wasn't it with Miles Bridges and all of them guys?
Yeah, Dorian Pride, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, that was just something that he got noticed from another AAU coach out there playing. And he's seen that AJ was with all these other players and the team wasn't so good that he used to play for.
Yeah.
And, that AAU coach came to AJ and said, hey, we would like you to come and, build a team around you, which
Wow.
that was amazing. Like, I have coaches talking about it because AJ's always been that kid to just kind of sit in the background, have spurts of greatness.
Right.
But he's so selfless that
Mhm.
he allows other people to shine.
Wow.
And for that, it helps him shine, I think. So, but them building that team around AJ was something pretty phenomenal. But there's coaches out there. There's, they pick them, they hand pick them, and you notice that if you're deep into the process and deep into AAU and your kids travel a lot, you end up meeting and seeing all kinds of other teams and other coaches.
Right. So, and that team she's actually talking about, guys, you guys have to go to my channel. I did a video on this some time ago, and you guys got to go and check it out. It was a documentary, and that black gentleman that was on the TV, actually, he started this organization, and AJ was a part of this organization. And so, and it was some major guys that were a part of it as well. Like you had Miles Bridges, as she mentioned, Josh Jackson, who these guys are now in the NBA. And so when you get a chance, go check out that on my channel and get caught up, because it's a really interesting, and it really gets good. He tells it all. But so you said you got to be grounded, right?
Yes.
You got to be grounded in the recruiting process. Why do you say that? As a player or as a parent?
As a family.
Oh, wow.
As a family. It's not just one of us, especially if you have a player that has a family, whoever that parent is, and it is a decision for the family, I believe, if you have that type of child in that relationship with your kid. It wasn't all about, where dad wants you to go, where mom wants you to go, because honestly, we took a visit to Stanford and I was sold. Like the day we stepped down, I was like, okay, you're coming here. I'm going to work at Google. That's all we're doing. That's what it is. But after we actually visited, and, I think you also have to have God. You have to hear and feel him, because honestly, I didn't have peace about that, but I wanted it for my eyes.
Right.
And it was Stanford. But,
right.
You have to be, all involved as a family, and just stay grounded in what you guys believe is going to be the best. And what you said when we first started, what got me interested on tonight's show, Cephas, was, there has to be more than just basketball involved when you're choosing a school. If they're going to get a free scholarship, you better make sure that that our children are going to get something after that ball stops bouncing or stops throwing, or hockey, baseball, whatever it is. Like, they need something else to sustain them. An injury can happen, anything. And that was our whole goal, was to make sure AJ was somewhere that he was going to get an education, a good degree, and he could take care of himself as an adult.
Right.
That was our goal. And that's the best advice I can give to any parent, any child going through this, that they have basketball dreams. Make sure you're doing something else, because you can't get into a good school unless you have the grades. It's the most important thing.
Now, and I'm glad you brought that up, because now I want to give a disclaimer out there, guys, because, you know, you remember I told you that in order for you to get recruited in basketball, you got to be special. Now, especially because, you know, the colleges, they're looking for the height, unfortunately, and they're looking for size, and if you don't have the size, you got to be special. But her kid was both. And AJ is what, 6'7", 6'8"?
Yes.
Okay. And you know, so of course that alone is attractive, but he could play, he could shoot the basketball, you know, he could finish at the rim, you know, good defensively and all that good stuff. So that's how he got noticed, right? And so and that's how he got to those other to play for the other AU team, like the family and things like that. They like those big players. But she brought up the academics, and this is one of the things that I noticed about this kid. AJ is a scholar in the classroom and always been, you know. So what advice can you give to parents that are struggling to get their kid focused academically, to be able to somehow turn it around and maybe have a situation like AJ academically?
You know, I think that's where the heart-to-heart, come to Jesus moment comes in.
Okay.
You know, is this truly what you want for the child? You know, if the child really wants to play ball and this is their dream to make it to the next level, they're going to work hard. They know that it goes hand in hand. Right. You have to have the grades. And I think that would be like, don't waste any more time unless you really don't want to do that. Wow. Unfortunately, that's kind of harsh, but in reality, they have to want both. They have to. They know that one can't go without the other if they're trying to get to a college and get a scholarship. Right. You know, I have my younger one, Jada. She's a junior and she plays basketball. This year is so critical for her. She's just back after taking a year off. Right. And, you know, not to switch it, but I keep explaining to her, you must have the grades, because colleges go back all 4 years and look at your transcripts. If you have one bad year and you can't explain it, or they don't even want to hear it or whatever, you shouldn't even have a bad one. But circumstances happen and we understand that, and hopefully they understand it as well. But it is so important because they do go back. And other thing is to make sure that that child, if they want to play at the next level, make sure they're taking the correct classes, because that's a big thing now. If they're not taking the correct classes for college to play sports in college, they won't even be able to go. Right.
You're right. And I mean, you're not actually switching it. You're right in the vein, because for the past 3 weeks, we were doing academic segment as well. And so, and I did an actual video too, Tracy, but a lot of these kids that are going in high school, they think like, okay, my freshman year, you know, I'll just fill it out. I won't get serious, and then don't get serious until like their junior year about their academics. But at that time, it's too late, because they're looking at that your accumulative core GPA from the time that you start high school. Yep. And by the time that they get into the 11th grade, they're looking to qualify you to see if you're academically eligible to be recruited. By your core GPA by the time that you are a junior, not a senior.
Right, because they want you to commit as a senior now.
Right.
They don't want people waiting, because colleges are looking ahead and ahead and ahead. They don't want to bring somebody in. They want to have it set in stone that you're coming here. This way they're working on somebody else for the following year already. They're so ahead of the game. And our kids need to understand that. Like, if they want notice, like you said, they need to be noticed and colleges reaching out to them by a sophomore, junior,
Right.
latest, absolutely latest.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. So, so what can you, so anything else you want to say, Tracy? We're gonna kind of, wind down because I'm getting off to my cutting time, but I got to have you back. Anything else you want to say to the parents or players to close us out?
Not really, just, stay grounded in the whole process of recruiting, because it becomes crazy and chaotic. And, I think pray as a family about where and what you want for your child and what your child wants as an adult.
Yeah.
You have to, because they hand you everything.
Right.
And they try to show you the world, but that's not reality all the time. So.
Right. You're right. Well, I definitely appreciate you stopping by, Tracy.
Thank you.
And you're always welcome. This is my sister, y'all. Like we're, I'm super close with her family, and she's super close with mine. So we talk a lot. So, and did you call me back?
I don't remember.
Yeah. We'll talk about that.
I was going to call you too, because we were going to come visit.
Yeah. I think it's about that time.
Yeah, it is about that time.
All right. Well,
okay,
we'll talk. Well, thanks so much. No problem, Tracy. Thanks for coming on. I appreciate it.
God bless.
All right. Take
bye-bye.
care. Bye. So, and guys, listen, this is it. I'm wrapping it up. But I really appreciate all the engagement, all the love, that you guys jumped on today, and you shared your comments and you asked questions and whatnot. I really appreciate that. Let's keep it going. On next week, what I'm going to do is I'm going to basically bring you guys up to speed as to where I am with my own son's recruiting and what happened. And, I'm going to bring you up to speed. And at one point, I'll probably get him on so, we can interview him and then get my other sons who are in college back on the show. And so they can tell us how that whole experience has been as well thus far. And so I'll bring you up to speed on my younger son and his whole college thing, because I know a lot of you guys like thinking like, Cephas, like, you're talking about this recruiting stuff. Well, what's going on with your younger son recruiting? Well, I'll let you know. I'll fill you in. Make sure you stay tuned in on next week. But hey, listen, have a great day. Have a great night. Have a great evening, and make it a great day tomorrow at work. It's Friday. Finish the week strong, baby. There you have it, folks. Another great recruiting session in the books. Definitely there were some huge nuggets that were dropped, and hopefully you're walking away with something tangible. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and make sure you hit the notification bell so you'll be notified when we post new information. And also, too, if you want to support the channel financially, be sure to send all donations to $SportsDad CEPH, and that's also on my YouTube platform as well. Make sure that you stay tapped in. And until next time, I'm out.